What's going on, guys? We are back for the Merch Focus 30 series, and in this video we are talking about how to do designs yourself. This is exactly how I do all of my own designs, and also how to go about finding and outsourcing your design work to a designer. So the first half of this video is going to be focused on the tools that I use to actually create my own designs. The second half of the video is going to be all about where to find a designer, what template to use to actually create a job posting for the designer, and then how to actually vet them out and choose on your one designer. And pretty much you can repeat that process over and over again for as many designers as you want. So that being said, we're going to start off first with the tools that I use to do my design work, and there's 5 of these tools. Some of them you guys may have heard of, and I'm just going to skim over them because there's a lot of other videos out there that actually talk about how to take a deep dive in and actually create designs. So what I'm going to do is each tool that I go over, down below in the description, there's going to be a link to a video that I've found on YouTube. None of them are my own, all other people's, that take kind of a deep dive into how to actually use that tool and create designs. So that's pretty much it. So let's get into the first one that I use, and this is probably the one that I use the most. And yes, I still actually do maybe about 10 to 20% of my own design work. Even though I have a full-time designer, I'm outsourcing too. But the first one, and this is probably what I use the most, is Merch Informer's Merch Designer. So if you guys already have a Merch Informer subscription, this is one of the design features that the tool uses. And this is kind of the biggest reason that I actually use Merch Informer now, is because it makes designing really simple for me. So a lot of this stuff can be done in Photoshop, but if you guys aren't well versed in Photoshop or don't want to take the time yet to put into that, this makes it just kind of really quick and easy. So I'm just going to show you guys a simple example, but you can do everything from adding text, adding clip art. There's even free templates in here that have already been set up. And right now there's not a ton of templates, but the nice thing about Merch Informer's Merch Designer is that you can actually upload your own stuff as well. So we can go in, for example, and use kind of the pre-populated shapes, or we can go to images and upload our own right here. But just like one of the really quick ways that I use this program is I'll find, a text that I like, and I'll create a text mask with it. So I'll take, for example, like let's say July 4th is coming up, I want to do something patriotic. I might choose just some text like America, okay? Now, again, this can be done in Photoshop. It's just easy. To me, it's very easy to do in here. We can even take that and turn it into, let's say we want to do a little, let's actually give it, yeah, okay, there we go. So we can give it a little bridge feel here, and we can stretch it out. We stretch it out. Cool. Okay, and then the nice thing we can do is we can actually, directly in this platform, we can search for, we can search Pixabay, and I believe it's Open Clip Art, yep, for open designs. So, okay, let's find something. So we have, for example, again, guys, I'm going quick. I just want to show you how you could use this. So, for example, I can take this, and now I can actually clip it and create a mask over my text. And as you guys can see, that quickly, we already have something that, we could turn into a design somehow. Now, you're probably going to want to put more work and time in, but it's super, super fast to do stuff like this, and just get like some of the basic stuff in here. You can do different layers and arrange all this stuff. And my favorite part about this, though, is that you can choose the product you want. So you can do t-shirt, hoodie, or the pop socket. And it's automatically going to be formatted so that when you download it, you literally can take that downloaded PNG file, go straight into Merch, and upload it. So, if we were to download that design, it's going to download right into our downloads, and we can go straight over. Okay, so that's the first one, Merch Informer. The second one, and again, guys, the links to all of this stuff is going to be down below. The second one I love is Canva, which is another free tool. It does have some paid stuff in it. I've paid for a few designs on here, but I'm pretty much just using this free. So what I normally do is I'll create a design that's as close as I can get it to the merch dimension. So you guys will see up here, it's 4,500 pixels by 5,000. That's because Canva doesn't allow me to do a 4,500 by 5,400. So we have to edit it a little bit later, but still it's pretty easy to do. So The nice thing about this is you can literally choose text templates right here. They'll automatically populate in here, and then you can easily, manipulate them. Let me move this thing really quick. So we can easily go in here, change any of this stuff, the font, the text, the height, change color, change copy, whatever we want. And then we can also import some of these design elements as well. So again, just to show you guys what I'm talking about, we have all these different free ones, and I'm sure they'll pop up, but there are tons and tons and tons of paid ones as well. And it's kind of the same deal with this tool, as you can also import your own stuff and use that as well. But for example, you guys can see, we can pull this right in here, and just like that, we have, something that looks decent. Obviously, again, you're going to want to put a little bit more time and effort into this. Then we can download it right here, and we just need to make a few changes to it, and it's going to be ready to upload. Okay, the next one that I use is Photoshop. Now, Photoshop, as you guys know, there's so much that you can actually do with Photoshop. So again, not going to take a really, really deep dive into it, but essentially creating, our template here. So this is a 4500 by 5400, and then we just added this simple text. And I'm going to put a really, really good video specifically for how to make t-shirt designs down below in the description. That's going to teach you guys exactly how to go ahead and create t-shirts that are ready to go for merch. So now the last two tools I use are kind of on-the-go tools. I don't have them here, but let me see. The first one is the Over app, and the second one is another app called WordSwag. And again, guys, I'll put links to these below, but these are both free, but they do have paid elements as well. And I'm going to put some links to videos where people go over them, but it's kind of the same deal as Canva and a lot of these other services. You can easily do text and pull in templates, as you guys can see going on here, and then download those and either upload them directly from your phone or push them, like email them to yourself, pull them over on your computer, and then create your Merch by Amazon listing there. So those are kind of the 5 main tools that I use. So Merch Informer, Canva, Photoshop, and then we have the 2 apps over in the WordSwag app. WordSwag is the exact same, so it just gives us some other fonts that we can use when we're working with all this stuff. So now we're going to talk about how to actually go about outsourcing some of your design work. Now, I started this back when I first did my first Merch Focus 30 series in June, and I talked about this. This is going to be a fairly similar process. I have been fortunate enough to continue to, I've stayed with the designer that I already had, so I haven't had to change, but I'm going to just go over again for you guys how I would actually go about hiring someone if I were to start all over again right now. So first of all, what you guys need to focus on is, what is your goal with actually going and outsourcing? Are you just trying to outsource a few designs, like let's say maybe 1, 2, or 10, and you want them all done this month? Or are you trying to build kind of a long-term relationship and find someone that's actually going to stick with you as, a reliable designer that you can have? So the reason that question is so important is because that does dictate a little bit where you're going to want to start. Now, the 3 places that I go to actually find design work, and I've used in the past, are Fiverr. You guys are going to be probably familiar with at least 2 of these, maybe even all 3, but Fiverr, Upwork, and then the third one is onlinejobs.ph. And I'm going to just explain each one of these for you guys. So Fiverr here, and we have Upwork and Online Jobs. So going back to what I just mentioned, the goal. So if you guys are just going for a short term, let's get it done, Fiverr is a great place to find that. You guys probably already know the platform, but you literally can type in whatever service you are looking for. So if you're looking for t-shirt, let's just check this out, t-shirt design. So t-shirt design. I'm sure if we even type in Merch by Amazon, we're going to pull up tons of listings that people have talked about. Now in here, you're going to find tons of designers that can do this stuff for you, and they're going to start all over the place. These guys, for example, I will create a professional t-shirt design starting at $20. I will trendy t-shirt design within 24 hours starting at $5. So you guys can see already we have everything from $5 to $25, and then you are probably going to want to go in and vet these out. For example, this one right here looks, just from this cover image, it looks a lot better than the designs that we have here. So again, this is a place that I would recommend going if you're trying to find something quick, or maybe you want like one really high quality t-shirt. You're going to want to come over to Fiverr. It's kind of the quick and dirty, let's get it done. I just want a few of these done right now. Upwork, you can find stuff that's similar to that, but generally speaking, on Upwork and onlinejobs.ph, you're going to be looking for some longer term relationships. And Upwork is ultimately where I found and hired my designer. And I'm going to show you guys in just a minute the exact template that I used and posted on Upwork, and I also posted on onlinejobs.ph to find my designer. Now, Upwork is free. You can create an account for free, post a job for free, and actually go ahead and find people on here for free. So that's really nice. The other one is onlinejobs.ph. Now, this one is specifically for finding people in the Philippines that will do work for you and complete different tasks. And that's anything from, part-time to getting someone that's full-time that has a master's degree. So onlinejobs.ph is a really great place to go if you're definitely going for, a long-term, building a high-quality relationship. The downside with onlinejobs.ph, though, is that it does cost money. So it does cost, I believe it's $69 or $99. Let's see. So you can create a free account, but they do have a pro account, and it's $69 a month. You guys can go ahead and get an account for 1 month, post a job, hire someone, and then stop it. That's fine. But what I ended up doing is I posted my job on both onlinejobs.ph and Upwork, and ultimately ended up using Upwork. So that's the one that I ultimately recommend if you're trying to find someone long-term. Now, the final thing and the final part of this long-winded video is what do you actually need to post to get someone, to get interested candidates to reach out? Well, I'm going to show you guys, and I'm actually going to give you this exact template. So let me pull that up. What we're going to say is we pretty much want to find someone who is going to follow instructions, who's going to create high quality designs, who's hopefully not going to be too expensive. And the biggest one that I want to see is that they're not going to take stuff that is not original works of art. I don't want them to go and find a piece of something on the internet, pull that in, and then give me a design, and I upload it, and next thing you know, we're getting a removal or a rejection because we've put up and we're infringing on someone's IP. So this template was designed with all those things in mind. So real quick, and guys, I'm just going to let you know this exact template I'm going to have over in my Facebook group, which there's a link to down below. So you guys literally can, if you join the Facebook group, you can come over, grab this thing, and literally copy this, maybe make a few tweaks of your own and put them into, or upload this exact template to Upwork or onlinejobs.ph or whatever you're looking for. So definitely recommend going and grabbing this from the Facebook group when you guys can. But I'm just going to read through it really quick for you. So our business is looking for the right graphic designer to produce hundreds and potentially thousands of high quality t-shirt designs. Most of the designs will consist primarily of text, but some may also require full graphic designs as well. Okay, pretty standard. We've covered both our bases. We want text and someone that can do full graphics. When we begin, I will provide the niches and topics for you to produce an original graphic design. If you're interested in coming up with some t-shirt topics or designs yourself, then please also mention this. The goal is to allow you freedom to work on future designs in a fairly hands-off environment. And I definitely make a point to note this. There is a potential for long-term working arrangement. A lot of people, as the designer, are maybe more inclined to do work for you if they know that there could be a future in it and they have some, maybe a more steady client that's going to pay them. About the opportunity, experienced designer needed at $5 per design and less. $1 to $3 per design for bulk orders. For this role, I'm interested in doing bulk orders at a discounted rate after we have established our working relationship. Now, this is probably the most important thing in here, guys. Well, one of them. There's really two. This is the kind of first one, and you guys will say maybe look at that $5 and say that's way too expensive. Okay, well, I don't pay my designer $5 per design. Right now, I'm paying my designer $2.75 per design. And when I do a bulk order like I'm doing right now, I'm actually paying $2.25 per design. So the reason we want to put $5 in there is because that actually brings in and attracts high quality people to apply for this job. And then, yes, we do pay them $5 per design up front. Or if we're just asking them to do 1 or 2 designs, I'm paying high quality for high quality designs. And $5 is a fair price, especially for someone that's, maybe living and working out of the US. Where the cost of living is lower. So I want the $5 in there to attract people in, but ultimately, if we're going to do a bulk order or kind of create this ongoing long-term relationship, we do want to get down, closer to a $2 range, and maybe if we're doing a really high volume, $1. But this is really important, so make sure you guys are including this. So to just continue and wrap this up, to start, I will provide 5 to 10 designs. I will ask you to complete these in a timely manner based on the quality of your work and the ability to follow provided guidelines. For this initial batch, we will open up discussions to work on larger bulk orders. All designs must be your own original work. Please send me 3 to 5 designs that you have created for clients in the past to be considered for the role. Any designs, images, or fonts that infringe on IP and copyright will not be accepted. And then we put for skills needed, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, familiar with Excel, Google Sheets, Dropbox. Thanks for your interest. So again, guys, the second most important thing in here is the original artwork, which we kind of mentioned, and just making sure that that is very clear, that message is very clear that these have to be original pieces of artwork. So now one last thing I want to say in here is, and this is going to lead me into the next thing, is make sure you guys are putting an action item in there for the person, because what's going to happen is when you post this, you're going to have applicants start sending you messages. You want to put an initial action item or an initial ask in there. And what I mean by that is right here, I have, please send me 3 to 5 t-shirt designs that you've created for clients in the past to be considered for this role. I do that because I want to know if they are actually reading my job posting and if they're actually going to follow instructions. So if they send me a message and apply for this, but they don't take the time to actually put the 3 to 5 designs in there, immediately I know that they're probably not going to be good for this role for me, because they're not going to able to actually read through what I want and follow my instructions. And I'm telling you guys this to save you guys time down the road, because if you go ahead and hire someone who, sounds great, maybe they sound great on paper, but they didn't follow your initial instructions, the time that it's going to take for you to go ahead and find a replacement for them it's just a complete waste of time. So get it right the first time. Make sure you ask them to really take that time to send you, and that's really not that hard. If they're talented, they already have a portfolio of 3 to 5, probably hundreds of designs ready to go that they're willing to send you. So make sure you have some kind of ask in there. So now the last thing I'm going to say on this is after you post this, within 24, 48 hours, you're probably going to start getting messages. For me, I got roughly 30 applicants within 72 hours. And so I was quickly able to go through those. And what I did is I picked 3 potential designers. I recommend picking 3 to 5 out of the people that apply. And obviously this depends a little bit on how much money you have to kind of test these people out. But pick 3 to 5 designers and give each one of them the exact same task. So maybe you say you want to give them, let's say, please, create the following t-shirts, and you're going to tell them exactly what you want. For example, I want one t-shirt that is a Shih Tzu dog with this text over it. I want one t-shirt that is a cornhole tailgating t-shirt with this text. I want one t-shirt that is no text, just this specific design. And you're going to give the same criteria to each of those designers and tell them the same. I want all you want to put a timeline on this as well. So you want to tell them, I want these completed within 48 hours and sent back to me in this size, in this format, 4,500 pixels by 5,400 pixels, and it must be a PNG file. And then you wait, you send that to them, and you see what those 3 to 5 designers get back to you with. And now you have all these results from them. You do need, you're probably going to want to pay some money for those. So, I normally tell them I'll pay you $5 per design for these 3 test designs. And then we're going to decide if we're going to continue working together. And now that's pretty much it. Now you have 3 qualified designers. They've each kind of completed this mini test to see how well they, can communicate, follow instructions, ask questions if they have any, and work, with your workflow. And then you choose, the 1 or 2 designers that you guys want to work with down the road. So that is pretty much it. So again, guys, decide what your goal is. Are you looking for a short-term or long-term relationship? Choose which platform, between Fiverr, Upwork, and OnlineJobs.ph you're going to actually create your job listing on, and then create your template to actually hire a designer, or grab this one from the Facebook group and use this exact template, and then create kind of your first test. So once you get applicants, go through the applications, find the ones that you think are the best fit, and then give 3 of them to, at least 2, but give 2 to 5 of them. I recommend 3 to 5 of them the same task. Let them go through it, and then choose your designer. And that is exactly how I hired my designer, and we've been working together now for about 4 months. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope that you guys got some value out of that. Give me a subscribe and a thumbs up if you guys liked this video. And of course, check the description for all the tools, all the resources, the design or the hiring template and everything else. And with that, we will see you guys at the next video.